The heart is an amazing thing that we utilize on a daily basis. And sometimes I don't think we pay tribute enough to it. May not even pay attention, notice, we kind of go about our way on a daily basis. And we're not even thinking about our heart, unless we may have heart problems or we're taking medication or something of that nature. But outside of that, I don't think we really kind of focus in on what the heart is doing and what's really going on with it. Welcome to another episode of When Black Men Talk. I just happen to be your host, Mark Elliott. I'm always appreciative that you decide to give an ear. We're inside the loft. I guess you can kind of understand or start to think, I'm going to be talking about the heart just a little bit. Yeah, kind of go there because I'm always intrigued, always, sometimes thinking, wow, the heart. Myself being a personal trainer, I realized the purpose of the heart. When I started to train and realize what it really does for us. And not saying I didn't have an idea prior to becoming a trainer, but more and more, outside of just basically providing blood, you start to realize there's different things. And the heart is just a valuable, valuable tool and an instrument, not only for us basically breathing, but in other aspects of our life. Imagine a heart of stone. Yeah, imagine that for a second. Yeah, a heart of stone. Imagine if a heart is basically stone, tough as a rock. Bang, you could bang up against it and might not even scarf for that matter. Go back to when we were adolescents, because when we were adolescents, for the most part, we all desire to be cool, one form or another. We want people to kind of look at us and maybe we're cool. We want our friends, our peers to, view us as being cool. It meant something to our self-esteem. If others looked at us and thought, for the most part, we were cool. That last thing we wanted people to do is look at us and thought we was weak, a punk, something of that sort. So we did many different things to try to maintain that cool exterior. Some of us has gotten caught up in basically trying to maintain that throughout life. And we still spend, some of us a lot of times, for the most part, trying to show others who we really are and are not. And to me, that's a low-paying occupation. We spend a lot of times basically trying to oversell ourselves to others. That's a totally different thing. But that's noticed quite a bit. But through that, we have handled certain situations with ourselves. And those situations, how we have handled them, could have been different things that we interact with, different things that happen in our life. We may have developed a heart of stone. Yes, a heart of stone. But imagine if your heart was basically a heart of stone, how hard it is, inflexible, unfriendly, unkind disposition, lacking empathy. So if you start to roll that into and start to understand more the phrase heart of stone, it starts to make a little more sense, doesn't it? Again, inflexible, unfriendly, unkind disposition, lack of empathy. And these things, again, they come from certain things that happen in our life, trials and tribulations, things that kind of went against us. We start to, maybe float into some of that a little bit. But keep in mind, too, a heart of stone thrives in stubbornness. It's basically voided of mercy. It's a coldness. And I know for a long period of time, man, especially for males, we wanted to basically walk around and prove that we was hard. I'm hard, I'm this, I'm that, whatever the case. And who are you trying to prove it to? Because to me, you should have to tell yourself that. You should know if you're hard or not. But that's how that kind of went for that period of time. And I'm sure it probably still goes on to a certain extent. But if we pull back and take a worldview, let's pull back and look at the world in general. And what do we see? No compassion, a lack of the feeling of remorse, a disregard for hurt that is caused. Yeah. I would contribute all that to a heart of stone. Yeah, that's where I would put that right there, a heart of stone. A heart could be looked upon as an indication of strength. Yeah, it's tough, heart of stone. Yeah. And for many, that's the idea. That's really the idea. And let's not lose track of that. At all costs, we should basically protect our heart. But think about this. Being self-centered. And a lot of times we're basically with the mindset, I got to get mine. Yeah, I got to get mine. Yep, whatever I got to do, I got to get mine. I got to get mine. That concept sounds motivating on the surface. It really does. And we're encouraging ourselves and inspiring ourselves to manufacture all about oneself, not realizing we're applying a heart of stone, building it step by step, putting it together, piecing it together, being consumed with pride. Those lanes lead to a heart of stone. The heart of stone, in essence, lures us into self-gratification. One significant thing about all what I just said previously, all that I just basically spoke of, that does not coincide with the will of God. But a heart of flesh, those lanes are the base lanes on God's will. The heart of flesh is humble, a modest view of our own importance, recognizing our dependence on God, treating others with respect, serving others while focused on their needs rather than our own. Interesting. When I start to really kind of put this together and really give it some thought and ponder it some, I wonder how our relationships would improve if we would apply a heart of flesh as opposed to applying a heart of stone. Imagine you're in a relationship and your other partner does something to basically piss you off, something you don't like. Consistently they're doing some things. Over a period of time, it will be easy to fall into a heart of stone. And the fight, trust me, the fight basically is to basically maintain and to continue to build a heart of flesh. And if that person is not really understanding your heart of flesh, then maybe that person is not the person for you. Have you ever done some nice things or gestures for someone and they treat it like it was owed to them? They're not truly thankful. They don't express gratitude. Because they're living and walking with a heart of stone. They've bought the heart of stone mentality, probably subconsciously to their own thinking. They're thinking that. A heart of flesh is being touched by the kindness. A heart of flesh is touched by the thought. It's touched by the effort that's being given. Throughout life, things happen. And we can basically choose to harden our heart and choose not to. And that's the thing I think sometimes we lose track of, that it's a choice. We are human. We make choices. Don't blame for anyone else. I'm a firm believer, blame no one else for your choice. No one else. The choice responsibility starts and stops with you. So when things happen, you can choose to basically harden your heart. Many of us do. But that's not the will. And are we living for our will? Or are we living for the will of the Almighty? Because we live for the will of Almighty. We should go to the flesh, not to stone. An unselfish love, a compassionate spirit, that's the will. That should become our will. A divine transformation moves you away from stone to the flesh. Mercy, compassion, or forgiveness shown towards someone else other than ourselves. From time to time, you realize how many times forgiveness gets brought forth when you're really kind of looking towards goodness. And when forgiveness is not really present, we should understand now it blocks such goodness. Here's the rub. This blew me away when I first came across this. And from time to time, I always remind myself of this, just in thinking of different things that may deal with the heart. But the human heart produces a strong, measurable electronic field that extends outside the body. We're not even thinking about it. But what you're carrying inside your body, that cavity, that where the heart sits, it produces a strong, measurable electronic field that extends outside the body. This electronic field can extend up to 3 feet. 3 feet, not 1, not 2, 3 feet. And what it does is interacts with other electronic magnetic fields from other hearts. So unbeknown to us, our electronic magnetic fields from our heart is producing and connecting with others without saying a word to us. It's connecting. And what happens sometimes when it connects with a heart of stone? What happens sometimes when it connects with a heart of flesh? Give that some thought. What is your electronic field of your heart really basically registering as? Stone or flesh? Because whatever it is, it's going out 3 feet long. So maybe if you're getting back stone, your heart is registering as stone. Maybe if you're getting back flesh, your heart's giving off flesh in those 3 feet. It's stone. No compassion. No remorse. Selfishness. Flesh. Kind spirit. Compassion. Courteous. And don't lose track of this. You are totally responsible for what's being transmitted from your heart in the magnetic field. So the choice is yours. Either you could choose stone or choose flesh. Whether you think about it or not, you have made that choice unbeknown to yourself the way your heart is transmitting. It's one or the other, stone or flesh. The choice is yours. I'm Mark Elliott. Hey, man, I want to thank you for spending a little time with me. And I appreciate, again, that you give me an ear and listen. And these thoughts of mine just pop up, and I love coming into the loft. Most of the time, grab myself a cup of green tea and just having conversation. As we continue to move through 2026, continue to enjoy the beautiful gift of life. Enjoy it, savor it, every single moment that you can. We'll get together soon. Take care of yourself. You know God loves you, and I love you too.